Hello, and welcome back to the world of Arklands. After a short Christmas break, we are back at the table, back with our core group for this campaign. Feels like it's been way too long.
I thought you were trying to decide to call us heroes or villains.
I didn't know we were an apple.
Okay. I think we've established we're not villains.
Core. Does that make Arklands like apple?
Y'all are an apple core, you're the seeds, because you're killing me.
No, he's the knife that completely destroys the apple.
No, because apple seeds have cyanide in them.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, they officially won in a
Dominant fashion? Yes, I would agree.
in a quite devastating fashion due to some statistically improbable rolling.
Very much so.
I did nothing.
The outsiders emerged victorious and were able to claim the sword of Cassandra.
Oh, yeah.
As a comfort to the losing team, Ray decided to give them a unique resource. That being direct contact with the Lady Masquerade, Yinzi.
I think it's an equatable...
Oh, yes, that will
reward.
certainly be useful for them.
Okay, good.
However, he did so by calling out Yinzi's former name.
Yep. She's mad at me now.
And as Amy reminded me, that is the second time you've done so.
I'm not doing it a third.
Thankfully,
3 strikes and you're out.
thankfully, the first time was in a respectful manner.
Yep.
And she very much told you, don't do that.
Yep.
And this time, less respectful.
It was a command. Kind of.
No,
Not
it was
really.
Summons?
it was a call to attention.
Ray's really good at doing that accidentally.
It's like her phone was on Do Not Disturb, and you, did an emergency number thing, so it came through anyway while she was in the middle of something intense. That's kind of...
Yes.
She was camping?
3.
You're going to take as much
I
damage
can only
as
take
I
so
did.
much.
It is good to be back.
Yes, it is. And as the two groups split up, Yinzi taking the 5 of you
Yep.
aside.
6?
No, because it's the 3 of you, Makoto,
Mm-hmm.
and Mirabal.
Oh, right!
Yes, she is still
Hey, I
here.
forgot about her!
She has been lurking in the background because she's a changeling, and that's what she does.
I was really hoping we ditched her.
Oh, I forgot. She's my favorite assassin.
Yep.
She killed you.
Yes.
Man.
You're going to sneeze or try to sneeze one day, and I'm going to ruin it for you.
That's okay.
It
I'm
sucks.
pretty sure I ruin my man's life on a daily basis.
No, it blows.
She has separated your group from the Friends for Hire because she is bringing the outsiders to a familiar space.
Oh, is this where she undressed me?
In order to discuss what it is you have to tell her.
Got it.
And with all that is where we return for tonight's episode of Arklands. And welcome back. So, before you're taken to the chamber where Einar was declothed before,
Do you tell Ray about this?
No.
I'm pretty sure Ray's been told.
No.
Riss been told?
Riss definitely has been told. Ray has not been told.
Of course he hasn't.
I don't remember, but it's better if Einar doesn't mention it right now.
The first location you're brought to is familiar for a different reason.
Uh-oh.
As you approach a large chasm curving in both directions, and almost like a dock a platform, railings going around. And this is the familiar spot where
long time ago.
Exactly 1 year. It was after the trial of the Camerites.
It was. Oh my gosh.
It was.
Oh my
The
gosh.
trial of the Camerites lasted 3 days. The tournament lasted 3 days.
Dang.
Oh my
Exactly
gosh.
1
To the
year
day.
To the day. That was not intentional. I couldn't have been made.
There's no way that you could have planned that.
Well, now it's like tradition. Every year we have to go back to.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We have every year.
So once a year, I'm going to say her name.
A couple decades from now, it's going to be just one of Lady Masquerade's holidays.
That'd be amazing.
But anyway.
Especially since her name was Holiday.
So, as she stands, and it's very, very odd looking at her. You know, she's with her suit, long black hair, and the white, I think it's called the domino mask.
Yeah.
The mask covering her eyes. She stands about the same height as Makoto, so shorter than all three of you in her humanoid form. A long cloak is on her shoulders, and a familiar crown adorning her forehead.
You did that.
I did.
Very good.
Stupid, but I did that. And it is very, very odd. You guys have encountered terrifyingly powerful creatures. You have faced down giants that stood.
We've literally
taller
fought
than
mountains.
cities. You've fought a literal mountain.
Yeah.
And yet, this small woman, there is an aura of power emanating from her within her own domain that you could not have possibly comprehended before because you simply lacked experience. But in the years since, you've grown a bit more attuned to the world and everything in it. And feeling more power from her than anything you have ever faced. This is a deity in her own domain. And it's terrifying.
First thing that Ray is going to do is he's going to step forward, and in the fashion of the Paradisine military, he is going to bow as low as he possibly can. I apologize for offending you.
And as you go to speak, you find that you cannot.
Oh.
Your lips move, but nothing comes out.
Ray, her eyes are up there.
Your intent is appreciated, but unless necessary, you will speak no more words today.
If I may, we do have a lot to tell you.
Hence my clarification. But first, she waves her hand, and these books become floating freely from the far wall, as Einar had seen once before, as the shelves rotate like tumblers in a lock coming into place before the books form a clear path and a doorway to the inner sanctum. She walks.
I was just going to lean over to Ray. If you love me, say nothing. Sounds like he loved me, doesn't it, Makoto?
Yeah, I think it does.
It's really sweet how sentimental he gets.
You don't have to say I kind of like this.
He's gonna walk forward.
It's very entertaining, Ray.
Best be careful. I'm pretty sure he can learn the spell Silence. Actually, so can I.
Makoto, please don't get any ideas.
Oh, I already had many.
Makoto.
And
whatever.
follows Bloody Masquerade.
How long does silence last? Never mind, it's her domain.
Oh, yeah, no. She didn't cast the spell silence on you.
Yeah.
She just took your voice away.
You just cannot speak.
I've been aerialed.
A little bit. 10 minutes normally.
Oh, okay, it's not long
Concentration.
enough.
Yeah. Which is why
But only
I've
second
never
level.
cast it.
Ooh, but with certain... Never mind. That's for next campaign.
But you follow her inside, and it is this very strange sensation as you enter her inner sanctum. Knowledge within your own mind seems to flow freely. And for the duration of while you are in this inner sanctum, any and all intelligence checks will be made with advantage.
Ooh.
Hello. That's cool.
Cool.
Too bad Einar doesn't have intelligence.
Yep.
As we're walking in, I cast Encode Thoughts, and I give a nice little message.
Is
to
any of
us.
that verbal?
Is it verbal? No, it's somatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
So you're able to. He can't read it.
No, he can't, but it's fine. He now has it. That is my response.
You just see a little wisp come from his mind. The puts in your hand.
Put it in his pocket.
What non-verbal spells do I have?
What are you willing to cast in Yinzi's presence at the moment?
Emotional damage.
9th level.
Dang it.
Yinzi pauses, and as you approach this inner chamber, which you recognize of a large oil painting portrait or an ornate frame, and 3 figures: a woman in red armor, a second woman that you recognize as Yinzi herself, long dark hair, definitely a lot younger than she currently appears, and the third, a man in black armor whose face is obscured.
Ray turns to Einar and goes,
Speechless.
Einar is actually going to walk up to the painting and look at the face of Severus. Is it
Severus.
Severus. I always get it wrong.
Think of it alphabetically. The R comes before the V. Cerebos.
Cerovas.
Severus. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can do that.
I also pronounced it incorrectly, but you know.
Cerebus.
Well, you pronounce a lot of things incorrectly. You still call Waimarie, you call it Waimarie.
Listen, 'cause that's how it's read. I am getting better. The last 2 times I believe I said why Marie.
Listen, at
Okay.
least it's not Waimarie.
That is what I thought it was when I first started. I was like, no.
But she sits in a large armchair that is very suiting for an inner study like this, but feels very odd to see a god sitting in. She looks at the group, at the 3 of you specifically, Kodo and Miraval both kind of just taking in the surroundings. You want to talk over?
Testing.
Yes.
Well, in this instance, I think it would be more appropriate to let Einar explain.
Einar is like very, very set at looking at the face of this figure. That he
Specifically about the man in the painting.
Yes. A year ago, I brought Einar in here, for I felt that he was on a similar track to myself. I've spent hundreds of years, searching for answers, and the reality of how limited the gods can be. Nothing has shown me this truth clearer than my pursuit.
And at that moment, Einar is going to turn around.
That is because you are fighting the power of another god. Your brother's memory was erased from the world. At least as much as possible.
Explain.
The man in the picture there, that is your brother, Ceravos. Think back. Before Arklands. The world before. Can you remember anything?
I thought I remembered everything.
There is a lot that has been removed.
I suppose it's difficult for one to know what they do not know.
This is true.
To be fair, your memory has been tampered with.
Indeed.
As has everyone's. Even the history books. Even in Miranova's realm. He cannot be seen. But I've seen him.
He exists. I've taken his power. He's given it to me.
He barely exists. He is but a fragment of what he once used to be, now combined with a titan.
Varro.
Exactly.
Ceravos and Varro are one and the same.
Well, they're not one and the same. Varro, they share the same.
They're the opposite of Ray.
What does that mean?
I mean,
Well,
instead of one
I get
person
it.
and two bodies, two people in one body.
He's the opposite of me.
That is an accurate statement. But most of the time, Varro.
Holy crap, you did good, Riss.
Something about this room.
And there is a moment of realization, as it feels like a missing piece has been given. The shadow fell in Comer.
Exactly.
Yes.
I still cannot remember, but I can begin identifying the gaps.
Let us fill it in. And from there, he's going to explain everything from Comer and the Shadowfell to the Fey Queens splitting their reality,
Well, she knows all of that.
and the fact that the Shattered Realm is now Comer and the Shadowfell combined.
So that's what
She
she
does
was
know that?
pointing out.
Okay.
Is that because she was already aware that the Shattered Realm was the combination of Comer and the Shadowfell.
Okay.
What she wasn't aware is that Varro was anything more than the Shadowfell Titan empowered.
Okay.
And so his identity, the fact that it's a god and a titan, these things click into place. And with the full explanation, she had been lounging when she first sat down, and at this, as you finish explaining, leans forward. His name? Tell me again.
Ceravos.
Ceravos. I wish it stirred something within me.
It will again.
Oh, I will make certain of that.
Then I know I have no place to ask, but he is in danger. I'm sure that you have some awareness of the situation that we've been in with Mavris the Prowler.
I haven't been keeping too close an eye. My own pursuits have occupied my mind. But
Understandable. But now you may know that they are one and the same. Mavris intends on killing the Titan and stealing its power. And the Shadow King is in danger.
And Einar pulls out his little necklace.
his what's the word?
His spellcasting
the amulet?
focus.
The focus?
Yeah,
Yes.
but there's an actual word.
I think it's just amulet, isn't it?
Emblem.
Oh, you mean his necklace.
something.
Well, that's true. I have a special one now. I can't remember why I have a special one, but I'm so glad I have a
I
special
think
one.
it might just be divine symbol.
It might be.
But yes, you bring that out.
It just says amulet of the devout.
Yeah. So you bring out your amulet and
I am one of the few who follows the Shadow King. Not Varro. I follow the King.
you follow that which you claim to be my brother.
I do. I was able to speak with him once. I would very much like for that to be a more common occurrence. He's still there. And if he knows that there is something still worth fighting for,
And Einar's gonna look over at Ray.
Mira Nova can come back. She's not gone.
I assume this has to do with the others that you brought.
You would assume correctly. A discovery I've only just recently found out as well, but I think that's worth sharing with you.
Interestingly enough, this surprises me less than everything else you've told me.
Would it also surprise you then to know that she's your sister-in-law? I don't know if you know that she and Severus, Seravas
There you go.
are...
Was not
One.
aware of that, but
Considering that all memory of him has been
given
erased.
I knew that myself and the Everqueen were close, even while she lived. We shared a sadness, but I could not remember of what. And in the centuries since, I had to conclude that it was the projection of my grief at her passing. But apparently not.
Yinzi, a moment ago, you said something that struck a chord with me. You wish that you could remember. I was wished to no longer be the man that my father-in-law made me. And it happened. How hard would it be for you to do the same thing?
A wish cannot, even something of that degree. The reality is, for the erasure of the Shadow King to have been so thorough, it wasn't I have to assume, given his domain, that the Arid King is responsible.
We
You would
believe so.
assume correctly. However, do not judge him so harshly. Realizing what has come of the Shadow King, there is a reason why his memory was erased
I
from the
could
world.
give a damn.
She has a point.
then maybe let's give that after we have fixed what could potentially be a very big issue. And the two of you can work out your issues together. For the time being, the more important thing is to make sure that we can secure the Shadow King's safety.
Hang on, a thought just occurred to me. The Arid King erased knowledge of Varro, right?
I believe he erased knowledge of both, because there is nothing on either.
That means he knew who Ceravos was.
Yes, because he knew all of them before it happened. Do you not remember?
Yes, but why would he erase the knowledge of Ceravos himself along with Varro?
This was something that was touched on. Basically, Amar believed that if anyone knew that Varro used to be Ceravos, they would attempt to rescue or free him.
Which is exactly what we're trying to do.
And he didn't believe that it was possible to restore Ceravos. And so therefore, any attempts to free him or restore him would end up releasing him.
Yep.
Got it.
Which he's gonna get released one way or another because of freaking Mavris, so we've got to do it on our terms.
Which,
to be fair, the prison lasted a couple centuries at least. Like
it's pretty good.
500-600 years. That's honestly not
Really?
bad.
That's I thought it was way longer than
minimum.
But that does lead nicely into
it was like
because wouldn't that have happened like very close to the creation of Arklands?
It wouldn't. No, it happened. No. It happened soon. But it did happen soon after.
So remember, there was the venture.
Okay,
so it was like 2,000 years ago, give or take.
Okay, okay. So much longer.
Yeah, much longer. I remember 600 years ago is when the Shattered Realms will be discovered.
Yeah,
that's what
it was.
Yep.
Varro was bound about 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, give or take. Okay. Probably during the Dark Age.
Okay. What are you thinking?
I was remembering the voyage as well, because I was like, well, that was when he was rediscovered. But I couldn't remember if that was when he was bound or rediscovered. Because
he was already bound when the Shattered Realm was rediscovered.
Okay.
But yes,
Perception is wisdom. I was going to try and make a perception check to see what she was thinking.
That would be insight.
Still not intelligence.
Yeah.
You know what? For the sake of it, why not? Let's find out if Einar can have an inkling of what she's thinking. That's a 22.
22?
Probably not. Because she's wearing the mask.
You've seen it's like the Incredibles mask.
Yeah, but it's like the eyes are where you see things.
Yeah, and it does like it's like the effect of like Batman, where like Ninja Turtles, where like the eyes themselves, even though they're technically visible through the mask, are just
white.
Well, the mask is white, so they'd be black.
Oh,
yeah,
scary, indeed.
So it to a certain degree looks like a very funky pair of sunglasses.
Strap on sunglasses. There you go.
Actually, there's no like strappage; they're just there.
Oh, incredible! Okay, I was thinking
magic.
Yeah. You recognize this look because it's one that you've seen on Rei and Makoto many times before, of the processing of information and the formation of like 10 different plans at once. And then it's like, no, that won't work. Okay, what about the others? And just like that plotting a path in the mind. The one difference is that this appears to be going through the stages. She appears to be going through the stages of that far more rapidly than you've ever seen with anyone else.
I could have been looking through a file folder.
A little bit.
This is the difference between a human going through File Explorer and an AI going through File Explorer.
A little bit. For Amar's erasure of the Shadow King to have been so complete that even in my own domain, even in the domains of others, even in the memory of the other gods, it is gone. He did not create an effect that reached every living being and every record. He would have instead gone to the source think of it as if you have a river that waters many fields and tributaries that split off and reach the ground and everything else. You could individually go to each of these fields, go to every tributary, and capture the water and remove it. Or you go upstream. You remove the source.
Are you saying he's removed Varro from time itself?
A memory. But it wasn't a overarching thing. It would have had to have happened in a place of power for the Shadow King.
So perhaps his realm, or the
He
Shadowfell.
doesn't have a realm, but
Shadowfell is as close as it can be.
it wouldn't have been for Varro. Varro
Yeah,
is
it
one
would've
such
been
tributary.
Cerebos.
For it to have been
Comer.
Cerebos. Not just Comer, but a location within it. I do not remember why my home was my home. But if everything you're saying is true, then it was because it was his.
The palace?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
The king's castle.
The statue.
The statue in Miranova's realm? Do you think?
No,
No, not that.
it would be in the Shattered Realm.
Einar's gonna make
There
a
was
history
there
check.
was something that you saw. I remember that much. Can I please make a history check?
Both are made with advantage.
They are.
Yeah, can I cast guidance on myself too?
Remember, guidance. So and as a reminder, we're using.
Oh, we're
1d8,
using
so
the
it is
one, so it's now a reaction.
a reaction if you
Cool.
fail.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
The help would just give advantage.
No. I now.
The best
I now
thing you could
have,
do is just make a check yourself and see if you get lucky.
I now have 2
That's
points of
true.
inspiration.
What did Einar tell him?
Did you just?
I got an 18.
Okay, so totals.
16, I think.
You could also, since it's a reaction, you could choose to apply it to one of theirs.
What did you get?
That's better. 21.
I'll
History,
give it
right?
one.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 1.
Okay.
I rolled a
22.
1.
So 15, 22,
18.
18.
All right. I just wasted all of my inspiration
Okay.
for a
23. Right?
24.
Ooh, there we go.
24. Is that including the guidance?
That's including the guidance. You only rolled a 1 on the guidance.
Yeah. I don't think I have any inspiration. I don't really keep track of it. But I'm pretty sure I
I'm
used
going
them
to give
all
you
last.
one attempt to reroll the guidance.
I
Okay.
want you to get 2.
The DC is 25.
Yep.
Got it too. All right. There we go.
Exactly.
Mwah.
Okay. With a 25. So what is it that exactly that you're trying to recall?
Either in the actual dream state where we saw the Shattered Realm and Comer and all that stuff, or in one of his explanations in one of the trips that he went, I remember that there was something important that we saw in the Shattered Realm specifically. When we were talking about the residuum, we were talking about the shattered, the destroyed buildings,
Remember the statue too?
the creatures. There was something there. There was something of incredible importance, and I can't remember what it was. Both me and
Like
Ray.
besides the prison that he was in?
there's
There was something else.
There's the prison itself, which is a separate place, which has the 3 massive statues.
Correct. But those are not what I'm thinking of.
No. I don't recall specifically if there was a statue. However, with a 25, the palace is where, from the vision you saw, Saravas, Yinzi, and Chimera made their home. There's also
Is that where that picture was taken?
Well, pictures
Whatever. You know what I mean.
would have been, yes.
We live in the 21st century. They don't.
They don't. And they definitely not back then. It's also where the gods were born.
Mm-hmm.
The chamber.
Chamber.
That all of the gods became gods in.
When the
was
when
in
reality
that
was
palace.
ripped.
Somewhere in that palace would definitely be the right place. Lindsay goes on to explain. Amar is many things, and he will have to answer for what he has done. I am the goddess of knowledge. It would be inherently against my nature to destroy knowledge. Amar is the god of memory. I do not believe that the memory is destroyed.
Rather contained.
To use the river, if you block off the source without destroying it, the same effect is achieved.
He damned the stream.
Is it possible to break it?
It would take
We can try.
It would take significant arcane energy.
Residual.
Well, how
Maybe
about the
it
fake
is.
queens?
Less. From what you've told me, you have a more important task for them.
Yes.
We do, yes.
The reality is, while it would be very desirable if you want to save the one that you call my brother, that is a priority. However, difficult and complicated are two words that, while similar, are not the same. I believe the solution might be very simple. It would just require significant energy. Dispel magic is a very useful spell. If cast at a high enough level.
Do you have Dispel Magic?
Yes, I do.
Alright, so if you have it,
So
and
does
I cast-
Makoto.
So
Go ahead and
the
make
three
an,
of us.
Go ahead and make an
ninth
Arcana
check.
check.
Just him, or
Good lord!
I want to make one
Where's
as
your
well.
Arcana die? There's the red one.
I don't. Where? No.
No, it's the gold
The
one. 19.
I
Wow,
think you rolled the same number.
I did.
This one? Right. That is the Arcana one.
I need Einar's random
Shoot.
intelligence moments.
I'll have Makoto roll one as well.
Might as well.
23.
Okay, there we go. Makoto got a 17 on the die
Good, which is a lot.
for a total of...
Over 30.
Yes, that's 35.
Yeah.
All right, Dakota, we love her.
Plus 18.
Plus 18. She kind of speaks up. It's not a... You're familiar, especially as an abjuration wizard, that Dispel Magic and Counterspell can be cast at a lower level and still achieve the effect if your arcane knowledge or if your spellcasting is proficient enough.
Mm-hmm.
That would not be enough here.
It would have to be cast at a high level.
Yes.
I'm assuming 9th.
Yes.
Which we don't hate the way she
Yeah, we do.
She has... Whether or not she on her own would be enough is...
The question.
Would be supported by 8th level. Well, you don't have 8th level, do you? You have 7th.
How does using a spell scroll of a higher level work?
You can cast it. You have to make an Arcana check.
At 9th level, I can cast it.
Yeah. You could have a 9th level Dispel Magic scroll.
That takes for that's either really, really expensive or it takes forever to make.
Yeah, let me just check
Or
real
both.
quick because it is ridiculously expensive. However,
I want to say it's like 100,000 gold or something like that. And
I
if I
feel
were to
like-
make one, it would literally take like a year.
I'm pretty sure there's a however.
however,
But-
it could work.
Okay.
Is the answer. Yeah, a 9th level is a legendary magic item, which means that it is a minimum of that's actually not that bad. 1 legendary spell scroll is a minimum of 25,000 gold.
That's not bad at all.
Maximum of 150,000
That's bad.
because it's 2d6 times 25,000.
How much did the boat cost?
Halved because it's a consumable item.
Got it.
If you were to make the spell scroll, it would cost you 250 gold. Sorry, 250,000 gold. And take 48 work weeks.
Holy crap, we don't have that time.
We don't have 48 days.
Why does that system seem really skewed?
Uh,
It would cost you 250,000 gold.
It's
But you
gotta
have the
be- it's
potential
gotta be-
to buy
it's
it
gotta
for
be more-
25,000?
Yes, it's got to be more expensive to make it, I guess. I don't know.
Why? It takes you the time as well.
Mechanics.
That's a dumb mechanic. That makes
It just ignores
zero
all the
logistical
law.
sense.
It ignores all the rules of economics. But
I know, it kind of does.
well, the reality is the in-world explanation would be that trying to manufacture something yourself would also require like handmade and homemade like specialty tools.
so you're saying you're starting from scratch. This is all.
How much
this
did it
is
take for you to make this table versus how much you can buy a table of the exact same size?
That's a good point.
all
at a
the
store?
tools and the wood included.
I'm curious. I want to look it up now. A 6x8 table.
Shaped like the Millennium Falcon.
It was shaped like the.
And if you were to be paid for your time, and if you paid for the wood all yourself,
Well, that's the
and-
thing is like you're not paying for the time because you're already spending
That's
the
true.
time.
But
too.
also imagine if you had to pay for the raw wood and you had to buy the equipment to cut the wood and
I did.
No, I'm talking about like from the lumberyard.
Oh, from the
All
lumberyard?
of the tools that they used.
That's true.
Everything. And especially for a 9th level spell scroll, that is you are the reality is, in addition, when it comes to balancing, it's the reality of if you're buying a spell scroll, the DM can just say it's not available. If you're making one,
It's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
less so.
Yeah.
So-
Whatever. We've spent too long on this mechanic.
Yes.
We'll debate the logistical sense
So
of it.
Trey, are
some
you
other
saying I need to
time.
be more powerful?
A spell scroll would work. It's entirely up to whether or not you want to spend the time buying it. Well, it would only take a week to possibly find one
Locate
and buy one.
or steal.
I want to know if my
Did Chris
memories
say
will give me a little bit.
Do you know
Those wouldn't.
how much trouble you would get in if you try to steal a 9th
if I
level
had-
spell? You will have a bounty put on your head
Oh, yeah.
so high, I would hunt you down and destroy you. All right?
I'm just saying there's a
Mostly
scheme.
because I can
How much
revivify
was
you.
that?
scheme on-
50,000.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
You're
there's
looking
a
at-
scheme there already. You get the 9th level spell, turn man, you also get a buttload of
9th
cash. What did I say?
The 9th level?
9th level spell, and then you turn me in for the money? I mean,
All right. We're not recreating an Avatar episode.
But it'd be great.
I was gonna say.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm just saying, if I had expertise in sleight of hand, I would consider it, but I do not. Regrettably, I'm on sneaky sneak.
That's all right.
Can clerics cast the spell magic?
I have it. But I can only cast it at 8th.
You're not who I'm thinking of asking.
Who are you thinking of asking?
The guy in Searsport?
No, I'm wondering if Dashi will come help out his son-in-law.
An interesting idea.
Maybe. Or,
Assuming he's not still in recovery.
that's a good point. That was the other thing I was
Or
thinking is
pissed
he
at us
recovery?
for, kind of making a kind of a hard time for them at their home.
No, because
Riss was an absolute doll.
sure
I
you were.
merged well with that family.
You merged well with Irie.
We might have single-handedly
it.
no. We might have single-handedly made the family reunions better for them because maybe Kosta will actually show up and not be a turd.
The only one I get along with is the grandma. That's because Riss spoke.
You did not get along with the grandma. She beat your ass
That's
like
what I
5
said, did not-
times.
that's-
The
did
only one
not
that he
get
did
along.
not get
Oh, did not.
Did not
Okay.
get along with.
All right.
Okay.
Madam Ying.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Wait, what if we just like show up in front of like Varro and just go, Madam Ying, Madam Ying, Madam Ying, and she just shows up and beats his ass?
Not worth it, Riss. Not worth it for Riss.
You'll get beat to crap, but
I'm
so
especially
will
not
Varro.
saying,
So Varro?
Yeah, she'll beat his ass. Listen, the way that lady is, I 100% believe she could kick his ass.
Okay. All of this being said,
Yes.
that is an alternative mission in order to restore the memory of Cerebos.
That could be like an after.
Right now,
It's like an epilogue thing.
we need to deal with Maverus, who is currently trying to kill the Titan, aka Varro, aka the Shadow King.
Additionally,
It's one stone.
it's entirely possible that by the time you've dealt with the Maverick situation, you'll all be high enough level to. Well, you two will be high enough level to cast it.
That's what
Sorry,
I'm thinking.
buddy.
I was gonna say, I was like, the way you said you two, I was like, am I gonna die? Like, I was like, oh, yeah,
You keep
spellcast.
pissing off Madam Ying, then maybe.
Listen,
You're just not a spellcaster.
No, yeah.
Let's
Barely.
hope Einar survives this in one piece.
Okay. That is something that we can look at doing once we've ensured the safety of Cerebos.
If he truly has spent this long not being himself, what Mavericks plans to do could do the unthinkable. Could kill.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Especially given that in his current state, the Shadow King's power is limited.
And it appears it is urgent that you get underway.
Do you think this sword will be enough?
For the Fey Queens? Given the right words, yes. Which is why, and I need to go look something up real quick.
Very nice.
So we have the sword and the ring, right? What was the other?
Kind
No, I
of,
think
kind
it's
of the
just-
ring.
No, the ring.
The ring is like
the-
something to possibly bargain for, like you.
Yeah,
Okay, that's why I thought. I knew we had two items, but yeah, the big ticket was obviously the sword.
the ring, as far as the queens are concerned, already belongs to them. You're using it as a
Yes,
so
as a-
it's not a.
Get a gesture of goodwill, so to speak.
Yeah. And she produces a matchstick that the head of which, instead of being red, is gold.
Okay.
This is, ironically, Fey magic itself. In recompense, as she hands it over, for the hardships that the actions of the Fae created for humanity. Over the centuries, the Fae have given gifts. There are 12 such matches as these, and they are a set of one of those gifts. These specific golden matches brighten words instead of shadows. Each capable of brightening words rather than shadows, to be used in moments when the need for eloquence is too great to be trusted to the feeble wits of mortal minds.
If there was an explanation for Riss, that was it.
In-game mechanic speech.
Not natural,
Okay.
but a flat 20. if you light it and speak over the flame for a single check, it gives you a flat 20 on a charisma check.
So, but is that in the moment, or is that to be like, does that extend?
It's as you are speaking.
Oh.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you still roll for the potential for a natural 20?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
So,
And that's like flat 20 including modifiers? Not
it
that I have any.
it is as if you have rolled a 20 on the die, but it does not count as a nat 20.
Okay. So, like, because Riz has a +1?
No.
No, you add, because of your ranger subclass, you add your...
I have my wisdom, so I have a +2.
Okay.
To deception, I have a +12.
Jeez.
Why? Okay.
I chose expertise.
So, he has a potential for a 22, with guidance potential as high as, like, 26. Mm-hmm. With that.
And
Okay,
the DC
well,
could also be lowered if you guys are convincing enough in what you say.
Yep.
Because that is my policy. Like, if you guys are genuinely really convincing and you just happen to roll low, that doesn't feel right. So I do take into account what you're saying when I set the DC. So I suggest that you get underway then.
Riz, that's your cue.
Let me call Hal.
A question, though. The Queen, do you have an appointment?
Not exactly.
It's in the works, as it were.
And how will you be obtaining one?
That is also for my namesake to help us with. We've been busy acquiring the sword before we could finesse the details on that.
I'm hoping for a back door.
Or they accept walk-ins.
They most certainly do not.
That sounds like you have something on your mind.
No.
Dang it.
The gods and the queens do not get along very much.
Can't
Which is
imagine.
why it's great that I have two of them in my head. Well, one in my head, one in my hand. You know that.
Yes.
It is simply something you must be aware of.
There are the risks that we must take. We don't have another choice.
Yeah, we do, but I don't like that one either.
It's always another choice.
Well, regardless, I wish you luck. And if you speak my name again,
It won't happen.
you will live long enough to regret it.
Ray?
And I will make sure that is a very, very...
Did you almost say wrist? I know.
I did. I'm sorry, you're usually the one that's screwing up things. Ray?
Fair.
With all due respect, there's nothing you can do that's already happened to me. The hardest thing in my life.
Oh, I know. And I will make sure that that absence is felt for hundreds of years.
Every day.
So keep your wits about you.
I will now. And he holds the match.
And with that, you see the ground. And you all fall through.
First, just kind of falling. He goes, I hate how she makes us leave this place.
She didn't make you leave last time.
No.
That was Iroi.
So we
Oh,
all...
sorry.
That was. So we're all just plummeting right now?
You all fall and you fall like 10 feet.
Okay.
You land on the ground.
Okay, cool.
Well, you land and hear the creaking of wood.
Huh?
Are we
Rest
back on the
where-
boat?
as
Oh my
slowly
gosh.
rocks back and forth.
Oh, that's great. I was kind of hoping that she could maybe transport us to the Fey realms, but I guess this will do.
No way
Grace,
she has
you're
that
up.
ability.
She might be able to get us closer.
Ability, maybe.
Desire. No.
Desire or ability to do so without creating a massive incident.
That right there.
Yeah. The Fae and the
There's
gods
already gonna be an
do
incident.
Not mix.
That's essentially the same as kicking in the front door and throwing us inside.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that's basically what we're gonna do.
Yeah, she's off to wage war on Amar. It's fine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
figured
was-
that was the issue.
Rez was not sticking around for
If
that.
Omar was not pissed at Einar before, he certainly is now. Oh shoot, I forgot to ask her to leave his name out.
You're in trouble. Hey, maybe you'll become a Titan and won't have to worry about it.
Oh yeah, because Titans are god killers. Come here,
Not
Omar.
really.
Not in this mythology.
Not in this.
The Titans lost the war.
They did lose the war.
Yeah, but Einar's currently immortal.
There's a lot of stuff that can happen to you even if you're immortal.
Dormammu, I've come to get my ass kicked for millennia.
Yeah.
Einar's persistent. He's died before.
Did she just threaten me with immortality?
She did.
She threatened you to not
to a
saying
degree,
Hannah.
yes.
That's how Riss understood it.
Exactly.
Hana.
Yes, she did.
Doesn't mean that you'd be free to go about and do whatever
Oh,
you
absolutely
want.
not.
You'd probably be trapped in a book.
That makes sense. That'd be hilarious.
Einar's just
Be
like
terrible, but hilarious.
Einar's just like visiting her realm.
Like
He's just flipping through a
Riddler's
book.
like
and he sees, oh, there's
Tom
right.
Riddle's
It's a
diary,
pop-up book
trapped in
with
a
like
book, or
horrific expressions.
Yeah.
And then the average like calm page, and then another horrific expression.
Just turn you into a magic item.
Okay, Ryan thinks that'd be cool.
Yeah. But that would bind Ray's soul
Yeah.
to that item
Ray-
and prevent him from passing on.
Ray would be so upset.
Speaking
Ryan
of which,
would be.
y'all haven't interacted with the sword yet.
No, we have not. Crap, I forgot to ask her. Okay, before we do that,
You gonna say her name again?
for some reason Ray can't speak anymore.
Einar's just gonna cast silence on Ray every single time he thinks that Ray might have a sliver of a chance of mentioning
What was
her
Kamira's
name.
What was Kamira's name again?
I don't want to tell you.
All right.
History check.
What's behind door number 2? What other goodies can we get?
No! That one is going to be so
clear.
much less nice to us.
You have done many favors.
I'm
for Yanzi.
aware that the only reason I'm alive right now is because of my piety level.
Yeah.
That crown allowed me to get away with that.
What
So-
was the name of Chimera?
Did you roll an at 20?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Let me go check.
Now, let's roll wisdom.
Good night.
Reaction guidance!
You can't guide me on this.
You bet I can! I'm gonna guide you with my freaking fist!
It's a willing creature.
I'll make him willing.
Was Osnurim.
Osmarin.
Osnurim.
Bless you.
Aznurim.
Because it's not a 5 or lower, he'll catch himself. He goes, Osno.
No.
Einar casts silence.
Do you have that?
Yes.
Oh, good man.
Unless I'm mistaken, I believe I do.
But the intent was there.
Although you have messed with my
God.
spell list.
I have, sorry.
It's alright.
He was like, oh, I know something Ray doesn't. I'll
It was
inform him.
it was more of a, oh, that's right, her name was this. Her name was Asnur.
Now there is
Yeah, that was exactly
there
what it was.
is a thankfully there is a distinction. You didn't just say her name.
Oh,
Said it
no.
went
You
intent.
called her name.
Yeah.
Telling someone else the name, like mentioning it in casual conversation, would draw the attention of a deity, but wouldn't inherently. Depends on their temperament that day.
What's a Mars?
I don't know. We didn't find out.
He wasn't a core part of the.
You should
Yeah.
figure that out
Story.
sometime.
No, I don't want to go anywhere near that guy.
I have all of their names.
If I ever see Amar, Amar will smite me.
And then you just stand back up.
That
he will
my good
continue to
sir,
do that for millennia.
Yes. That is
You
what
can
we
give him the
call-
finger every time you stand back up.
That is what we call hell.
No.
No, that's
what we call hell is where he's
No,
from.
that's Hades.
Yeah, that's Hades.
Yeah.
That's hell.
Oh, okay, fine. Is it 2 L's?
Depends on the day.
It's a lot of L's, because that's all he's getting is an L.
That's all Lionel's gotten his whole life.
Why'd you go and make it depressing? Stop.
I mean, I would feel like getting the blood of a god and becoming immortal is not an L.
Well, okay. Depends on whether or not you
getting
desire
nat
to.
20s in a
Okay,
row.
okay. That was a win for Noah.
I know was still the one doing it.
That's fair. I know he's having a good
In the
time.
words-
I know he's having fun.
In the words of Noah/Lemon Pepper, they are one and the same.
That's true.
So, the crew sees you land, and
Hi. God stuff you don't want to know.
I'm
Just another
pretty sure.
Tuesday for us.
To be fair, one of the most recent things you had done when we first met was, and this is Captain speaking, was having traversed the realms of the gods. So
Yeah, we just came from there.
Yeah, we were just at Yunzi's realm, and that's where we were right before we met you.
welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be home.
And
To the
we're
world
going to
of
have to
Arklands.
part soon because we need to go to Hades.
On that
Right,
note,
that's our back door.
I need to make a call.
Yes, please.
Good luck with that.
We'll give you directions sometime soon. As he goes downstairs. And remind me, because I mean, it's been... Because Risk doesn't initiate the check to see about, like, for lack of a good word, unauthorized entries, from the Fae to... this
Reword
program.
what you're saying.
For,
Reagan.
Reagan's. I knew it was an R.
his hand, when he was with Gritson,
Mhm.
the ranger, would alert him whenever there was like an unauthorized.
That was a Horizon Walker feature, and so you do not have that anymore.
That's
with
right.
the
That would
supply
make
chain.
sense. Okay.
Yeah, the Horizon Walker feature allowed you to detect a extraplanar.
And so now it's just a matter of the other Risk contacting him and saying, "Hey, here's this issue. Go deal with it here."
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which he hasn't done in quite a while.
Yes, which Risk is also realizing it's making him a little worried. So last time he had a little pep talk. It's about the fact that he may be numbered. Or his days as
Yeah.
the ruler
Yeah.
of the pot.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Are we in port?
That's a good question.
Roll a D100.
I want to roll it.
Go for it.
If I'm going to fail, it's going to be on my own terms.
That's fair.
What's a failure in this instance?
Not an 83.
3.
Wait, oh, that's a 3. Oh, that's a 3.
That's a
failure.
3.
You're in the middle of the ocean.
I don't know why you're laughing. That makes Einar's day absolutely terrible.
Oh, Einar's not the one laughing. I am. Einar is standing directly in the center of the ship.
That's impressive.
Did you just roll? He rolled again and rolled 1 lower. I rolled a 2.
Somehow you're even more in the middle of the ocean.
I really don't like that
he's
look.
He's looking.
I'm imagining the map behind the curtain
Oh, I'm
because I
sorry.
can't actually see it.
I was gonna say, I was
I'm
like, you
sorry.
can see that?
No. I can, but seeing it helps me.
I'm very upset.
Do we want to just put a map in the center of the table? Like, just print one
That'd be
out?
cool.
We were gonna wood burn one, but
We
I
were.
don't want to do that to the table anymore. I spent so much time on this; it needs to look good.
Yeah, I know where you all are. You don't, but I do.
Great.
Should we ask
Reagan
Reagan?
knows. Well, you assume Reagan
Well,
knows.
Reagan's gone back to the helm and is dealing with stuff.
Okay.
Y'all can go to her and ask, but it's, she kind of was just like, no, my circus, not my monkeys.
Yep.
And walked away.
Einar's gonna take a minute to take in his surroundings.
Is that code for look for what's her name?
No, and it's
okay.
code for panic.
Ray reaches into his pocket. Memories. Forehead.
Okay.
Ow! You've had that for so long. I
You
forgot you had them.
Make a con save.
Another
You
freaking
actually-
con save.
You actually get to do that with the red one.
I know, right? I get to eat this one because it's got the line through it. Hey, guess what? I have advantage.
Nope.
No!
It's not a concentration check.
It's all saving throws.
I'd guidance you, but
Against spells and magical effects. Is this a magical effect? Bull crap. It's not a magical effect.
It's
It's fine.
it's not. It's not a magical effect.
6.
You pass out.
Shit.
Einar just looks over.
Riss, looking back.
As he just goes, you just actually you see Ray just go.
That's amazing.
Ray, to you guys, Ray just facepalmed himself unconscious.
You begin having some very intense dreams.
Got it. Okay.
Einar's gonna make a medicine check.
I posthumously rolled wisdom to see.
You're not dead.
No. Wisdom to see
That's
if
what
he would.
posthumous means.
You okay? What's the word for anyway? Yeah, he would have done that.
Retroactively.
Retroactive. That's
What
what
were
I'm
you
looking
doing?
for. Be stupid.
What?
That was an 8 for wisdom save to see if he would do that. Not recognizing that there could potentially be some serious ramifications of having his
kickback.
brain
it's,
overloaded.
It's again, it's not a magical effect. The magical effect is the memories being restored. The con save
The information
was the
overload.
strain
Yeah.
of your mind having that many memories added.
Yes.
Medicine check. Of
Yes.
24.
He's fine. He's just unconscious.
Is there anything I can do for him? Now?
Take
Can
him
I
to my bed.
cast
Take a picture
greater
for posterity.
restoration on him?
They don't have
No,
pictures here.
because this is a.
We've been over
It's
this.
not a negative.
I got chastised for this.
That's like it's like if you. It's like at the end of a.
It's like binge watching an anime.
No, okay.
What are we talking
End of Thanksgiving dinner. You're super tired.
Yeah.
You go pass out. There's no negative effect happening. It's just your body
Some
digesting.
people are weak and do that.
Okay.
I just, wallow in my pain.
Exactly. So there's nothing to cure. There's nothing to restore. It's his body naturally doing what it should to help him.
All right.
adjust.
Einar's just gonna.
about?
If he was awake, he would probably have a splitting headache.
Yeah. Einar's just gonna pick him up and bring him to his quarters and put him in a bed.
Yeah.
Tuck him in.
A little heavier than he used to be. And weighs a lot.
You were saying he gained weight. Oh, that's rude as
He
hell.
might have.
No, the easiest way to lose 30 pounds is just.
Yeah, but I think it's considering
That's a good
the
idea.
entire arm, right?
I can match my dog.
That's probably including the entire arm. He lost like
I don't know.
half of
Depends
the
on the person.
forearm.
Depends on the person.
Brothers.
Ray's also
Yep.
No,
Skinny boy.
Ray lost everything from the elbow down
okay. Well, 15.
because the break happened here, but it had to be amputated.
Okay, that's right.
Because
And you remember who did that?
Who
Mavericks.
broke it?
That's no.
Mavericks
Do
is
you
the one
remember
who
who has
amputated
it? Guess who has my freaking hand?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's creepy.
that's why you never had a chance against the Scryings.
It's so weird, dude. Go find a girlfriend or something.
He's very career focused.
Shut up, me.
That's disgusting. I hate that. I also hate the idea that he literally just keeps your head in a jar.
I'm pretty sure he also kept. What was that guy's name that we hated?
Kudo?
Kudo. Yeah.
no.
No,
Not
not Kudo.
Kudo.
No, what was his name?
Korvaki?
Korvaki. Yeah, he kept him somewhere in a jar.
All the
for a while.
K names.
No, because the pieces that were retrieved of Korvaki had to be used to bring him back.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
You started this
I
conversation.
did. Well,
not me.
yes, I did. It's my own.
So-
Stop it, me.
What would you like to do?
Riss is going to go to his cabin
How much money do you
and
Why are you asking me how much money I have?
Because I want something.
Talk to Einar about spending his money
yeah, that's audacious.
another time. Maybe when you're awake.
Do you want me to have my staff of power back?
Don't you have another staff?
I have the Voyager staff.
Yeah.
Sucks!
Does not. It's been very useful.
Yes, but
Okay, look. When Einar eventually dies at the end of this campaign, I want him to die a rich man.
you won't because I'll loot your body.
No, he'll die
Die, rich man. He just won't
won't.
be a rich corpse for very long.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is fine.
So, you're unconscious. What are you two doing?
Yep.
I don't know. I think Einar's just gonna find his 3 buddies.
Oh,
Fair.
please.
Because they have levels now.
I want to know what level they are and if they'll help us.
I don't know.
They're
I mean,
like
they
level
would help us, but
No!
they wouldn't do much. They'd show up and die.
Hey,
Einar does not
hey,
want that.
Hit points. Think about it from a strategic perspective.
I am not okay.
We call that cannon fodder.
I
We call
and
those
Einar
pawns.
are not going to just throw their lives away because that's basic.
They're not throwing their lives away. They're helping you.
You are that general from frickin' Avatar that's like, hey, let's take this new battalion of all these recruits that have no experience and put them on the front lines to die. And then Zuko's like, hey, you can't do that. Yeah, you're that general. Asswipe.
That was a long explanation.
What a specific reference.
I don't know.
It
It's
really
just
was.
what popped in my
Winston
head.
Churchill.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Went well.
generals.
Yeah. So, you're
I'm just hanging out with
reconnecting.
Faffing around.
You're asleep.
Rus will go. The last time he was yoinked
Mm-hmm.
was in his cabin, so he will go to the cabin
Yeah.
and attempt to recreate the connection, knowing that it's entirely on the other Rus's end.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check for me. Don't you have your stats up on your tablet?
No, but I don't know the password to my tablet. That's what I'm saying. I haven't used this thing in like 3 years.
Oh my gosh! I would
Stop
if I knew it, I would have brought over one of these spare tablets I have for this occasion.
I knew it was going to work. I completely forgot that the password's old as the hills. 18 for that wisdom check.
18? Yeah, you don't... Oh, we have another tablet here.
It's okay.
Amazing. We're idiots.
It's okay, that's why people watch us.
Probably.
Why?
I'm an
Why do
idiot
you
for
do
the
that?
Camera.
It's entertaining. It's like watching a fail compilation.
Yeah, that's the
That's
story of
very,
my life,
very,
bro.
Go outside.
What's it called?
Shut up! Don't make them go away.
I don't know. They can go outside but take their phone.
So within 18, yeah, unfortunately, there's no.
Right. Then I would like to make a check to see if he remembers the last mission they had. Because I'm sure he does. Will
The
does
last
not.
mission that you guys did was in the downtime leading up to the race.
Yeah, a while ago. But
That was over 3 months ago.
and there's no significant spot because I know the race that used to be like significant to the domain was the lizard folk. But that's not the case anymore. I think you rewrote that. Is there a specific place that
The places can. Well, again, it's. You would know that basically Hades is a plane on its own.
yeah.
There are plenty of locations that have active portals, like the Greek mythology, the Doors of Death, you have, the entrance of Orpheus. There's plenty of places in Arklands that have a connection to the plane of Hades. Once you are in Hades, you have to find the first gate. And that is how you start upon the path to reach the Feywild.
Gotcha. Okay, so he'll deal with the gate one step at a time. Can I make a check, intelligence check, to see if he remembers where these are, and then he'll go to Reagan and say, "Hey, where are we?" And go from there.
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
It's like 14.
14. Let me look on a map real quick. I'm trying to think of any that would come to mind with that. There are, for one, if you got a plane shift spell that someone could cast, someone can cast that on you. In theory, there are planewalkers that are known to just you can hire them to take you places.
Okay.
In terms of entrances within Arklands, the ones to Hades are a little less well known.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But with a 14, you know of a cave on the island that you trained with Gritson that consistently, as Gritson put it, it would reek of death. And very often you would have undead aberrations taking refuge in that cave that you and Gritson would proceed to kill and then have to come back a few weeks later and kill some more. And it was a fairly
reoccurring spot.
Yeah. So that is the most
Reliable, probably.
reliable one. In asking Reagan where you are roughly halfway between Demira and Kvoris, the two continents, but on the other side of the maelstrom.
Right. Riss will go.
Here we go.
Riss will go find Einar since he saw Ray hit the deck.
Yep.
How long am I out for?
Einar, a moment.
Until the next day.
Okay.
You are out.
Dang, all right, cool. Einar and Riss are on their own with no intelligence to speak of.
Yeah.
It's alright, we'll be fine. We can't get arrested on our own.
That's not what I'm concerned about now. You are going to be the death of me. Not Ray. Me.
What do you do?
Please roll to see if you would do it.
You approach Einar?
We have two options, more or less. One is the most reliable way I know to get to Hades, and from there, we will obviously find our way to the Feywild and the Fey Queens. The other is to essentially hire someone. I know there was mutterings of obtaining a 9th level spell scroll. So we could potentially do that within the same area. I'm not certain how that works. Never had to hire one before. But those would be the two main avenues that I see.
What are you hiring?
A plane shifter.
You mean like the spell plane shift?
Yeah, precisely.
You mean
You
the
would- you
spell
would be
that I have?
Okay, well, you would know, having the spell. Plane shift requires you to have a
And a
tuning fork.
Yes.
So you would have to find and probably purchase, unless you wanted to, well, making one would require going there. So you would have to find and probably purchase a tuning fork.
Would, by chance, if there is something in our possession that was from that, like, Fey stuff, could we perhaps...
Well, here's the thing, is that the plane of Hades is not Fey in nature.
Okay.
The Fey path goes
Well, okay.
through
If
Hades.
we have something from Hades, could we use it as a tuning fork?
Possibly. Well, no, you could use it to help create a tuning fork.
You're not using my hand.
How did you know that
Riss's hand does not
I
have
was
the
thinking of?
Riss's hand does not have the resonant frequency of Hades.
Okay.
It has a magical signature of it,
do
but it
you
doesn't
have-
have a tie to the plane
Oh,
itself.
hold on.
Do
hold
you
on,
have, does Einar's absolute hatred of the sea count?
No.
It's worth a shot.
Riss, do you have anything that I could use to make a tuning fork?
I do not.
Hades isn't exactly somewhere you get souvenirs from.
No. You get plenty of experiences and memories of the unsavory sort, but
I'm sure, but perhaps instead of hiring somebody, we can just get a tuning fork, and I can take us there.
I like the get a tuning fork part. However, that would
was
still
far too
require...
vague. I'm going to acquire one in a legal manner using legal tender. So that we do not get sidetracked having to break you out of jail.
These
because
hands
we
are
on
illegal tender.
We are on a time crunch, Ray. We cannot be sidetracked.
That's Riss.
Sorry,
Go wash
Riss.
your mouth, though.
I'm sorry. Ray has been the one who's been giving us issues recently, so it's...
He has been.
Hey, remember that
Hey!
staff that you have that's so useless? It has the teleport spell that could take you to
His location, yeah, that was the other thing I was
the
thinking
island
about.
where
But
he
I wasn't going
rode.
to tell them now because of what he said.
You are there.
Exactly. So you don't know about it.
So we have plans to present to Ray to choose one of those plans.
Yes.
Did you
we
prepare the
can-
PowerPoint?
What the hell is a PowerPoint?
Sorry, that's the fourth wall.
It's something. That's you hitting your head on it for 3 damage. PowerPoint is a spell native to Utah.
Why? Why?
What the fuck is Utah?
That was my favorite one.
My favorite part about that is just you going on about how funny you think you were. Just be like, he said, where the frick is Utah? Oh, that was great.
You're very proud of yourself, aren't you?
I was very proud of it.
Honestly, as much as I hated it in the moment, I'm proud of it too.
So,
I tried so hard to stay in character. It failed miserably.
Don't try. It's just, you can't. Will makes it so difficult.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
yes,
To
indeed.
break the fourth wall. Now, where
He
is...
didn't technically break the
go,
fourth
just-
wall there. He kind of brushed up against it there because it was Will saying that, not
Yeah, well,
Riss.
considering y'all are about to take a long rest, you take your 3.
Oh, golly, they've been brutal to me.
They have.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Now, where is
called
Ray?
karma.
I saw him, pass out.
Oh, I put him in his cabin. He's out cold.
Oh, okay, but he's fine.
He's fine.
Okay, good. He goes to the cabin.
Einer's gonna follow.
To my cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Makoto?
Talking to Daphne.
Damn it.
Makoto, if I scream for help later, please come help me. Your father's probably trying to kill me.
Makoto, disregard that.
Don't worry, I already planned to.
That's fair.
It's just rude.
You would do
If
to me.
apparently it goes and runs in the family.
Yeah. I will be there. So.
Riss goes to the cabin, opens the door.
Yep. There, Ray, sleeping like a baby.
Riss.
There
Don't
is
do
the
anything
interesting.
you regret.
What's your passive perception?
It
22.
I was gonna say, where is that located?
That's a throwback.
is.
You do see
think it's
that
Probably.
beneath his shish beneath his
What's that?
Oh, there we go, 22.
I'm asleep!
4.
yes, and you're interrupting. With Ray's eyes are closed, but you can see his eyes beneath his eyelids, like the when someone's in REM, and if you look close enough, you can kind of see how their eyes are like twitching and moving. Constant.
I know you're sure he's okay?
He's fine.
Okay, good. Because that's freaking me out.
Look, if he's not, I mean, he was literally dead before, and we brought him back, so I think we'll be okay. Riss, I don't like that face. Whatever you are thinking of, Riss, stop. Just take that. Alright, Riss, I need you to take that thought. Alright?
Yes.
And imagine
Okay.
that there is a hole in this ship,
Okay.
And you want to drop that thought through the hole and never, don't bring it up again.
Counter
It needs-
proposal. I dropped that suggestion in the hole. Where's Mirabal? And he will go find Mirabal.
I imagine she's standing right behind Einar.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Would you be a deer? And when I wake Ray up, stand over him with a knife.
No. Why? What are you planning?
Trey.
How about for 5 gold? That's all you gotta do. And be ready to dodge.
I have been paid far more for far less.
So
No.
fine, I guess we just wake him up normally.
What? I'm sorry.
I was just
need
going to introduce a little bit of terror into him. You know, quicken his old heart a little bit.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Mhm.
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, Lord. That's a 18.
Nope.
That fails. You are under the effects of hold person.
You are paralyzed.
Einar is going to pick up Riss, move him to the side,
Stiff as a board.
and Einar's going to try and gently wake up Ray.
No effect.
Okay. He's going to try a little bit harder. I'm assuming nothing.
Nada.
All right, I suppose we're safe. I'll release the effect. You'll probably have to try and wake him up another time. Perhaps tomorrow morning.
We'll wait till tomorrow. But this room is regrettably uncarved.
You can deal with the effects of that yourself. Come on, Mirabal. And Einar's going to leave.
This will
She
look
follows
around.
behind silently.
Einar's going to stop just in the hallway.
Mirabal, do you have any daggers? Like any really nice ones? I know you usually
you
use the
really-
claws.
Have to ask me that.
Okay, well, because I'm interested in what effect will befall on Riss upon doing what I know he will do. It might as well be really deserved. We'll give him one to carve up the ship with. Just temporarily. Trust me.
Riss is already coming out of the room. Done.
What did you do? Like,
Just
draw
carve a dick.
phallic?
He chose a spot that was well hidden and put Riss was here.
Amazing.
That
Also-
wasn't even tasteful!
Riss has wood carving tools, which are going to be better than any knife.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And it is interesting, especially as you're down below the deck of the ship, as you're walking by, Miraval is literally just like actively changing the way her skin is to match the shadows. So she's like blending in. So like unless
That
you
is
know she's
Very
there,
cool. I
it's really hard
love
to tell.
that. That's amazing. She's so cool.
Active camouflage.
She's cool.
Riz, can you make me an intelligence check?
Oh, jeez.
Wonderful.
Just
18.
18. You have someone who can contact entities that are on other planes. Sending.
I was thinking about that earlier, but I was wondering if Riss would ask or anything.
This is why you need to keep me awake.
Riss was like,
This is why you don't.
"Don't slap yourself asleep next time."
Unfortunately, Einar doesn't know exactly how all Riss's stuff works, so he's not going to suggest it. So I need...
Ida, don't you remember specifically how you used sending to contact Saravina, aka Mavris?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have something that works across planes?
What do you mean?
Like messages?
Yeah, I can send.
What do you need to do that?
I just need to know who I'm supposed to send it to. Their name usually is enough.
Think on it. How did I obtain my name?
It was given to you at your birth.
There you go. What is the origin of it?
Probably something hellish.
I haven't shared a lot about my life, and you've forgotten the one thing I've shared. One of the 2 things I've shared about my life.
Riss.
He has 4 siblings.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Riss, you don't tell me hardly anything. I didn't know you had additional family until recently.
Well, that's my
Do you really...
My point
This is your own fault.
My point is, cast sending to Riss.
Your namesake?
Yes.
Can you describe him for me real quickly? Because you are
Yes, I
also
can.
named Riss.
Yes, I can. And this is where, because I always picture him as an elf, but he's not. Because he is he a fairy?
He is what is called a Darkling.
Darkling.
Specifically a Darkling Elder.
Darkling Elder.
It is a type of Fae.
He will describe. And what does he look like? Because I don't think the last time we did it, we had like the size and stuff. Oh, there you
These
go.
are Darklings. Specifically, he would be the tall one.
Yeah.
Why does he look like Doctor Doom?
Doctor.
That's just pale skin, not metal.
Oh, okay.
Pale skin.
Yeah.
About what would you say, up to his shoulder or like stomach height for Riss? Not Einar, Riss.
The Darkling Elder, they are it is literally described as a taller elf-like form.
Oh,
So he would be not dissimilar to an
okay.
elf. Yeah.
Similar to an elf, paler skin. He's a darkling. About my height.
Okay. What do you want?
Wait a second.
Can you go shut this door?
Oh.
I appreciate the sound effect.
What do you want me to tell him? I have 25 words.
Tell him his namesake requests passage to Hades for 5 people, including myself.
You go to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
It fails.
So what does that mean?
Well, generally, nothing good.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I think I know what it means.
mean he's dead?
There's a good chance he's dead, yes. There's also always the possibility that he is in a place where magic cannot pass through.
Would Riss know of any spot?
Oh, there's
in
plenty.
Hades? Yeah.
If
In
someone tried
Hades.
to, scrying spell on any of you right now, it would just fail.
Globe of
Yeah.
invulnerability. That stops spells from going through.
I don't think so.
I cannot get to him. Is there anyone else that is close to him that I could potentially send to?
Know of anyone who would have lived long enough since I last met or was close enough for me to suggest sending to?
There would have been other like Darklings there. He was because I believe back when in the downtime before the race, there's like an encampment that he led in Hades.
Okay, so he was familiar with a couple of.
You weren't you and him weren't the only people that were part of that.
Yeah, that group.
So you would be able to come up with like a lieutenant.
How many times can you cast this?
Well, the spell failed, so you didn't use the spell slot.
Oh, okay.
There was no valid target.
I mean, as long as I have spell slots, I don't have a whole lot of them.
Okay. Well,
We could try again tomorrow.
here's his lieutenant And he'll describe one of the tens to you.
One of the shorter ones.
Fist of the Void. Inquiring about Riss. Unable to contact. Can you relay him a message?
We'll have to do 2 sendings because the message itself will have to be.
Yes, that's
because
fine.
that's all right. I'm just gonna try. And you said Fist of the Void. That's
my
you.
title. Yeah.
Okay.
Ostentatious much?
Fist of
I
the
didn't
Void.
choose it.
Need you to roll me a d20.
A D20.
Oh, good luck. I'm supporting you from my sleep.
It's a
You
5.
failed.
Ooh.
It is a 1 in 20 chance of not going through if you do sending to
Oh,
someone.
He's like,
you
you
have
have to
from
have
another plane.
that one, I think.
Yeah.
We're not 20 if he's being mean.
On behalf of the Fist of the Void, I am inquiring about Riss. We are unable to contact him. Please pass on this message. You sending?
I think you still had 6 words left.
Do I still have 6?
Yeah, those only.
I'm so
19.
bad at counting.
I totally wasn't counting. I'm just looking at you.
Okay. It's 19, yeah.
Reply if
I'm sleeping.
unable to contact him.
There's a moment, and then a small, almost scratchy voice. Riss is dead. Good luck. Message ends.
How close were you and Riss?
Inside check. Yeah. I assume you aren't being too subtle about it. So he will.
That is exactly what Einar says, because he doesn't know how to break the news. Einar's not charismatic, man.
The rest will go, I see.
Sorry.
Let's reconvene when Ray wakes up. And you see him kind of like down, like you don't see Riz downtrodden all that often. But you see him, yeah, kind of visibly subdued. And he'll go to his cabin.
And with the heavy realization of what has happened in your absence, as well as what that could mean for your group's plans moving forward, as you all settle down for the night, that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you very much for joining, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Peace.